Was the Churchill one as good as people say it was? Did the tank fare well in battle? And, like, what was the better variant? Oh, wait, hold up. There's different variants? Yes, there's different variants. But first, let's start off with the gun. This tank, with the better model of this tank, had a 75mm Vickers HV gun, or cannon. Yeah, that was for the later variant, and it was a lot better. But the first variant, turret armor, was 88.9 in the front, 88.9 in the sides, and 76.2 in the back, which is really bad. Like, holy cow, what could penetrate that? Like anything. Now, the later variant had 101.6 millimeters in the front, 88.9 in the side, and 88.9 in the back, which is really good, at least, like, my personal opinion. Now, this thing's whole armor was 177.8 in the front, 63.5 on the sides, and 50.8 millimeters in the back. Alright, that's a lot of numbers. That's how many millimeters, so that's pretty thick. Just saying that some tanks were like only like 120. So that was pretty. Later variant was pretty good. Now, this tank's full name was the Churchill Mk2 or Mark II A22 infantry tank. Yeah, that was his full name. Now, this tank was designed at the Volhawks. Vaox. I have no idea how to say that. Something with a hall and a wall. It was designed there in June 1940. So that's when it was like transported, and that's when it was started production. Now, this tank could also be fitted with a heavy mortar cannon. That cannon was anti-bunkers. So, yeah, that was a pretty big gun. Now, usually they didn't arm it with that because it was an infantry tank, so it would go with the infantries. But speaking of, like, amazing cannons and stuff like that, this thing had a flamethrower. Okay, that's nothing like a cannon, but still, it's pretty cool. Especially for when it was used in the infantry, they would need some of those things. They needed flamethrowers to take down a mass of incoming people like German soldiers. They just flood in. Now, there was a different variant of this tank called the Churchill 7. The Churchill 7 had a Bedford twin-six engine, which could make roughly around 350 horsepower. Now, this tank, 350 is 25.7 kilometers or 15 miles per hour. Wasn't very good. This tank, it doesn't sound better, but it was. But they didn't mass produce it because it was too complicated. Even though it was almost the same thing, for some reason, it was too complicated. This variant was a ton better than normal. Like, it was pretty good. We don't have any of the armaments. At least I don't think. I couldn't find any, but good worth showing that this was a pretty good variant, just like the M4 had its better variants. This was a pretty good variant, which then they made the Churchill gun wagon, or the Churchill gun carrier, or whatever that thing's called. Holy cow. Yeah, it doesn't even look like the Churchill. Well, this thing had a insane cannon. Like, it had a crazy cracked cannon. Otherwise, from that, those are two variants worth watching. But yeah, the Churchill, not the other variants, was a pretty reliable tank. But now to the question, did it fare well in battle? Well, I would say yes. I would say it did. The first variant, no. But when they upgraded it, it fared very well. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.